Well, good day, everybody. Craig back at you out on the 2018 Honda Goldwing, out and about, just riding around. Actually, riding around testing my brakes. I just changed out the front brakes, front brake pads, and did a brake bleed on my 2018 Goldwing, and making sure everything is working correctly. So the purpose of this video is really tries to encourage you that you can do your own maintenance on your Honda Goldwing. And why do I say that? Because I'm a nincompoop and I can't do anything. You know, I pay people to do everything. I just don't. It's just easier to drop things off. You got a vehicle, drop it off at the dealer, let them fix it, drop it off at the repair shop, pick it up, pay the bill. Your hands are not greasy, they're not dirty, there's no sweat, there's no frustration. So that's what I do. But I'm going to give you 3 reasons why I think it's a good idea to do your own maintenance on your own motorcycle. First, I might start by saying some preambles. What I found was I went on one of the forums, I think it's a GL 1800 forum, and one of the members there, Fred Harmon, puts out a video series for the 2018 plus Honda Goldwings and how to basically do every type of maintenance that you need to do on this bike. Oil changes, air filter change, final drive oil, you name it. You know, how to adjust your parking brake, you name it. He's put a video on it and walks you through it. So I paid, I think it was maybe $90. I don't know what it was for that video series. There's a bunch of videos, I don't know, 20, 30 videos. Well worth the money. You do one oil change by yourself instead of taking it to the dealer. You've paid for the videos. So I'll start by saying that. I know nothing like myself. I bought some videos. They're able to walk me through it. Even if you don't buy the videos, there's plenty of people on the forums online that can help you walk you through stuff like that. So 3 reasons why I think you should do your own maintenance. The first reason is, the obvious reason is, it's going to save you some money. I don't know what your dealership charges. I think my dealership, my local Honda dealership, is about $110 an hour labor rate. And almost anything you get done there, they're going to charge you $110. Not everything, but they're going to charge you an hour labor. So if you're able to do some of these things yourself, you save on the labor, you're going to save on some money. So that's the very first reason. Now, me personally, again, it's not the number one reason that I picked. It's the first thing I stated, but it's not, the money is not the most important thing. Again, some people, your time is valuable, so you don't have the time to do it, and so you pay a dealer to do it, and I fully understand that. But if you want to save some money, you can save quite a bit of money by doing your own maintenance. The second reason to do your own maintenance is you alone are accountable and responsible for what happens to your bike while you're doing it. And what I mean by that is, I'm sure all of us at some point have taken our bikes or our cars or to the dealership for some work to be done, and then when you get the thing back, you find out that something wasn't replaced, something wasn't done right, something was totally missed. Parts are missing, bolts are missing, something like that. And in my opinion, not all dealerships, but some dealerships, they can just care less. You know, if they lose a bolt and they don't feel it's necessary that you need that bolt, they're not gonna say, hey, we've got to find a replacement for this because we lost it. And so, you know, you might pick up your car tomorrow or your bike. They're just gonna say, you didn't need that, and you're gonna find stuff missing or stuff not done. I mean, I have a short story. In fact, none of my stories are short. But I remember I had a Mazda car, and I took it in to the dealer for a tune-up. Well, I was trying to do it myself. I just couldn't get it right, and I took it to the dealership to say, okay, let them figure out why this thing is running rough. What I had done though is I had changed the spark plugs and I changed the wires, and it still didn't work. And I'm like, that's the gist of what I know. Take it to the dealer. Take it to the Mazda dealer. The guy has it for 2.5 days. Finally calls me up. He says, hey, listen, he says, you're going to need a full tune-up. You know, we took a look at your car, and and it's got old wires in it. It's got old plugs. It's got all this stuff, and it's gonna, you got to replace all that stuff. So I'm just playing along. I'm like, well, how much is this going to cost? And I forgot what he said, $200 or whatever it was, for the full tune-up. And then I proceeded to use some language, probably wasn't the best. But I was like, very important person, did you even open up the hood of my car to even look at it? I said, because had you opened up the lid or the hood of the car, you would have seen that these spark plugs are brand new. I put them in a day before I drop the car off to you. The wires are brand new. They were put in a day before I dropped the car off to you. But yet you call me up and tell me how old they are, how they're the original ones and they need to be changed. It's just stuff like that from a dealer. It's just like when you're doing your own maintenance, you're accountable. If you mess something up, yeah, it's on you. But if you're going to make sure that everything is done correctly, you're going to make sure everything is put back correctly. So that's a second reason that I would say that it's a good idea to do your own maintenance. It's because you're responsible, and then you get the satisfaction of knowing that everything was returned to the proper working order, whatever it is. It's your satisfaction of knowing that everything was put back. Last thing I will say, and to me it's probably the most important thing for me when it comes to motorcycle maintenance, is I like doing my own maintenance because most of the maintenance that I've done is something that can get done in hours. It's not, it's going to take me 2 weeks to do this. If I'm doing my oil change, I can get that done. Even taking my time on the DCT, I can do it in an hour. It's not going to take you an hour once you get, do it a few times, but you can do it in an hour. Let's take that as instead of doing it yourself, you take it to the dealer. The way it is now, with the way these dealerships are backed up, or the service is backed up, you might drop off your motorcycle and it might take a week before you get that oil change done. Oh, that was a nice bump. It might take a week. It might take 4 or 5 days, whatever it is. Usually you're not going to drop off your motorcycle and you're going to wait around for an hour or two and they're going to here, your oil change is done, here's your bike back. No, so now you're out of commission. You're out of riding commission for a while. Same thing with, like I said, I'm out testing the brakes now. I did the brake job, did the front pads, and did a brake bleed. I don't know. I'm saying my dealer probably would have done a really good job on it. I got a decent dealer, but I know for a fact my bike would have been there a week at minimum. I wouldn't have been out the next day riding my bike. I would have been without a bike at least for a week because they're backed up. So the most important thing to me, because I live in an area where we do have a condensed riding season, is I want to be able to be out on my bike as much as possible, and I can't be out on my bike if my bike is at the dealership, a week and a half, waiting for maintenance to get done that I could do myself. So I just wanted to make a short video to tell you and encourage you that you can do stuff yourself. Let me tell you what I've done. Again, a guy that does nothing, no maintenance or anything before, let me tell you what I've done on this bike. I've done a couple oil changes. I'm due for the third oil change. I've done the final drive gear oil change. I've done that. Like I said, I've changed out the pads. I've done the brake bleed. I have removed both the front tire and the rear tire because I needed new tires on my bike. And so I did take the tires to the dealership to have them mount and balance the new tires. I didn't try to mount and balance them myself, but I removed them myself. Again, to save time, because if I've dropped off my bike, it had been there a while. I knew that if I just took them the tires and the rims and everything, I could get my bike back. Watching you, lady. I could get the tires back the next day. So now if I've done this stuff, and again, I'm not that guy. If I've done that stuff, then you can do the stuff. So 3 reasons there why you might want to do your own maintenance. It's just rewarding. It's just, to be able to say that you know how to do this and you've accomplished this, and and you're getting to learn your own bike a little bit better. So if you can, I think try it. I think you'll like it. But if you don't, hey, I understand, because I'm that guy too. If you ain't got time to do it, you ain't got time to do it. So anyway, I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. I hope things are working out in your favor. And get out and ride your bikes if you can, and we'll be talking to you soon. God bless everybody.